This is just a little PSA coming from Papa Z, man. You know, everybody wants to be a rapper, and then everybody wants to be a rapper that's gang gang, and everybody wants to rap about killing 100 people and robbing and stealing and all this stuff, and they think that it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's people talk about snitching and all that stuff. They so against snitching, but the rap lyrics are a form of snitching, self snitching, to be exact, or telling somebody else's story that somebody else did, and that's a form of snitching too. Even though you don't use a name or anything like that, but everything is gang gang. Everything is part of the gang. Now, it might take a while for the authorities to put two and two together when it's in plain sight. And eventually they're going to come after the gang gang and hit their ass with that RICO. Now, the prime example is Young Thug with the YSL movement. It's a fairly new gang, but a lot of their lyrics talk about murders, drug dealing, carjackings, home invasions, all the stuff, all the stuff that gets you locked up. And, in other states too, Florida, Chicago, LA, Texas, all these major states, you know what I'm saying? So eventually it's going to catch up with what you're doing and everybody that's associated with it. You know what I'm saying? If you furthering the gang's movement by chains, wearing the diamond chains and wearing all this shit, and it's like putting you in a situation that you're not gonna be able to get out of. And then once you're locked up, you begging to get out. But all the gang is gonna be inside of the prison with you. So who you gonna call on? It's cool to get one of these. You know what I'm saying? A job. You don't have to be tough to be accepted or to feel complete in your life. I understand some people, their upbringing and their family, and it's like a big brother situation, but it's not always the case. Like in my life, I had made choices, but the choices that I made were choices to better myself, and I have kids, and it's like I want to be here, for my grandchildren and things like that, but I'm like really wondering, the next couple of generations, are there going to be any grandparents, especially grandfathers? Because these young kids are having kids, they getting caught up in these RICO cases, doing 20 and 30 years. The kids you had grew up, now they having kids, but where's the grandparent at? It's either one, they're in jail. Number two, you're either dead. And it's sad that our own people do this shit to each other. It's other ways to make music. I know it's cool to talk about the violence, but the violence is coming back to take you away. You know what I'm saying? They're hitting people with these RICO cases. You might not have done anything, but you associate with it. You throw the gang sign up, and it's gang, and you wearing the clothes, you getting tattoos, and you ride in the car with people, and you doing, it's weird. You know what I'm saying? And all the money in the world is not gonna save you from that. A lot of these guys that get caught up in those RICOs, they don't really have money for lawyers, so they got to go with the public defender, and they getting railroaded. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good when you in that studio rapping about the hundreds of people that you done killed, making up these stories and all this stuff. It's cool then, but then when they lock your ass up and take all your money and your gold chains and all that shit, it ain't gonna be worth shit with your ass sitting in prison. Your mama crying, your sisters and brothers, the ones who didn't make those choices to run with the gang and the rap gang, you know, they crying because maybe they told you the shit wasn't cool, but you want to have this persona of a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be tough, man, to be accepted. You understand me? You don't have to be tough or show like you tough to be accepted with society. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cool. I know some situations you have to be tough, but it's a limit to that toughness. Like I said earlier, man, it's okay to get one of these. It's okay to get a job, man, and raise your family and work the honest way. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do music, you don't have to self-incriminate yourself and talk about the hood shit. Like, I mean, you can talk about the hood shit, but you got to be careful in your choice of words, because a lot of that shit do come back, and now we're seeing that. You know what I'm saying? That RICO was supposed to be like the mob boss type shit, but they're not really prevalent like that now. We're the mob, and we're talking about all this criminal shit. And people are actually carrying this shit out. And then they go and rap about the shit. You know what I'm saying? You speak in English, you're not speaking another language where the lawyers or whoever gonna prosecute you and indict you with 100-page count indictment can't understand what you're saying. They hear everything you're saying, so they let you get away with it for years. You know what I'm saying? We got so much crime out here. By the time they catch up with you, you done did 10 years of crimes talking about it. So you got a whole bunch of counts against you and everybody that's associated with it. So, all that self-snitching on yourself and then talking about y'all against snitching and all that shit, but y'all, that's exactly what all this music is. And not to bring Young Thug and Gunna them name up, but this is a prime example. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing, RICO, if you get convicted, it's a mandatory 5 years, but it can go 20 to life. You know what I'm saying? You got murders and shit in there that was committed, and renting cars for people to go do these fucking crimes. You might as well was in the car your damn self. You know what I'm saying? The Instagram, you on Instagram taking pictures and videos and guns and all this money and shit, furthering the efforts of the gang. But I just had to say something about this. You know what I'm saying? Because it's sad. You know what I'm saying? We either dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's real sad. And I just hope that these young guys who continue to make music change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? Talk about getting a job or working or raising your kids, or the stuff that helps change the narrative of the struggles that we go through. We already locked up in this society, so why would you want to be locked up behind a cage while your kids are growing up? You know what I'm saying? You might as well be dead, because you threw your life away. Your kids growing up, they having kids, you a grandparent now, and you just cannot be with them and be able to protect the generation that you started. So, I'm really trying to figure it out. Are we going to have any grandparents, in a few generations? We on the wrong path, man. We on that path to destruction. Well, we already being destructed. We already destructed, or it might sound like I'm saying right, but we already destruction to our own self. But like I said before, man, it's cool to get you a job, man. All that stuff you see on Instagram and people with all these monies and gold chains and diamonds and all that shit. That shit don't mean shit. It's all to get you trapped up, you know what I'm saying? And the drinking lean and pills and all that shit. When I was coming up, if you smoked anything besides weed, you was a damn crackhead. Now it's cool to pop pills and perks and Xanaxes and lean and all this shit and walking around here like a damn zombie and you can't even fucking think straight. And then when you writing your raps, you telling everything that happened in a way that you think that people don't understand. But you know, it is what it is, man. So that's basically all I gotta say, man. It's cool to, you don't have to be tough to be cool, man. You don't have to run to these organizations and things like that to feel or be accepted. You know what I'm saying? You make your own way. You know, you wake up, everybody put their pants on the same way, their shoes on the same way. You know what I'm saying? Young brothers and sisters gotta wake up. And I ain't the one to preach to you. It ain't like I ain't never did nothing wrong in my life, but I didn't do it to the point where I feel like the feds are watching me and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. But we can be on that road to become perfect, you know, as far as in society and being here for your kids. You know what I'm saying? And shit is just, it's ridiculous. And, you know, that's all I got to say, man. Yeah, that's it, man. God bless everybody, man.